Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Jessica, and if you are new here, thank you for tuning into my YouTube. If you've not subscribed, please do not forget to subscribe. And also, if you're a returning subscriber, thank you guys for riding with me. On today's video, I'm going to be talking about my experience in my first job, how I got my first job, how much I earned, and why I stopped my first job. If you are moving to a new country, the first thing that's always on your mind is, how am I going to survive? How am I going to make money? And that was exactly what was on my mind when I was coming to the UK. So when I came, I did a quarantine for 10 days. After 10 days, I was already checking on Indeed, because that's where most people check for jobs here in the UK. I was checking and I wasn't finding anything during my time in the quarantine. So I asked the family I was living with, and they gave us like a job center where you can go, and there are different agencies there. So that's how I went there to apply for my first job. My first job was where? I know everybody wants to know where my first job was. My first job was in a warehouse. Yes, my first job was in a warehouse. So when I went to the agency, I asked them which jobs were available, and they told me there was a particular job in a warehouse that needed people, that was a 12-hour shift. And because I was very desperate, you know, if you are in this country, you become desperate. And because I was very desperate, I was like, okay, I can do it. I didn't even know what the job was about. Then I explained what the job was about. That it was about a company that produce wipes. They're a company that produce wipes, and your job is to be packing those wipes that they are producing inside carton or whatever their packaging was. I was like, yes, I can do it. So it was a 12 hours job, and I started the job the next day. I had a 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. shift, and I was like, hey, I want to go make money for today. And I was very happy. So I took a taxi that day because I didn't know the road yet. No, I didn't take a taxi. My boyfriend actually went with me. We walked there together and everything. And then when we got there, I was like, very big place like this, Jesus Christ, if we have this kind of place in Nigeria, that was the first thing that came to my mind. I didn't even know what was happening inside. I was like, if we had this kind of thing in Nigeria, so many people will have jobs, they will not be jobless, blah 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 blah. So I just went inside the warehouse, and then they did like an induction where they will now take you to different stands. So there are about 7 stands there producing different types of wipes. Like some names, I've not even seen any of the names there in the wipes. So they told us how we do it, the techniques, how you run it. And I was like, okay, I'm ready, let's do it. And I started packing. But at first it was like, it not too hard like that. But after a while, when you start moving your hand, you start feeling chest pains. Your leg will be paining you. But the cool thing is that you now be looking forward to like your 30 minutes break after working for like 3 hours. So after the first 3 hours, I got a 30 minutes break. I was very happy, and that's how I started doing the job. So the job requires that you work 2 day shifts and 2 night shifts. So that's what I was doing. So you do 2 day shift for 12 hours, then you rest for like 24 hours, and then do 2 night shifts. So that's what I was doing. So, mind you, what I used to do in Nigeria before, nothing related to physical. It's just content creation, social media management. So it requires me to just be on my phone, on my laptop, creating content. And even when I was doing mini importation, it requires me to always press laptop, be at home. I didn't do anything physical. So imagine now doing that and then coming here to not be a warehouse worker. Let me tell you, when I was coming, I knew that this will be the kind of jobs I'll get based on my certificates. Will not just be easy for me to start even using it here first. So I knew this is the kind of jobs that I'll be getting. So if you are coming to the UK, just know that it's not a bed of roses. So the kind of jobs you will get, and even if you are educated in Nigeria, the kind of jobs you will get are likely warehouse, working in KFC, working in McDonald's, so all this kind of job. So you have to get your mind prepared that as I'm coming, so I have to be ready to work, because you need to make money. You need to make money to survive in this country. So that's what I was doing. And after a while, after like 1 month, 2 months, I was still doing it. The 3rd month, I already started telling myself that, this job is too hard, because every time that I come back from the work, I'll be feeling chest pains and I'll just be so tired. I'll just have my bad sleep. And imagine now I have to work 2 days, either 2 mornings, I mean either wake up 2 early mornings and go for my shift, or 2 nights and go for my shift. So it's really just going to work and coming back. It was really not easy compared to the kind of jobs that I was used to back in Nigeria. So coming here and now becoming all this physical job, your hands will pain you. And another thing is, if you want to start using taxi to go to work every time, your money will finish. And where I was staying, there was not really bus transport, because even if you enter bus, you will still trek a long time to get there. So I was walking to work and walking back. So I was not really standing for more than 10 hours. I was walking to work and coming back. So that's like the major experience that I had. So now taking you to how much I earned. See, let me tell you, when I wanted to start this job, yeah, I didn't care about like how much I earned, like that much. I just knew that, okay, there's a minimum wage they pay people, £8.50. That's like the minimum wage that at that time. So when they told me that they're going to be paying me 9.30, I was like, okay, that's nice. From instead of 8.50 is 9.30. So I was like, okay. So I was earning 9.30 an hour for 12 hours, and I was working 4 days a week. That means I was earning 9.30 an hour times 12 hours a day. So 12 hours a day, so I was earning 111.6 a day times 4 days equals times 4 days. I was earning 446.4 a week. That means in a month I'll be earning times 4 weeks 1,785.6 in a month. That's what I was earning. Not bad for somebody that just came, Abby. Because then I wasn't paying rent, because I was living with my family member and I wasn't feeding myself. So that was enough money to pay whole body first before Wala start off say you go pay rent, you go buy food, you go this. So to me, I was even living large then, because if you calculate this money now times, let's say 700, then it was like 700 times 700 of naira. That is, I was earning 1.2 for 49,000. That's a big money. When you think about it, that's how I was feeling then. But as time goes on, as time went on, I needed something else, because standing for that long isn't something that someone will want to do. And when there are other easier jobs, because I started finding out about other jobs and found out that there are some jobs that you just be lounging and they won't pay you more than the warehouse. So to take me to my next job, which I'll be telling you on my next video. But for now, let me talk about why I stopped my job, because I've told you my experience, I've told you how much I earned, I've told you how I got the job. Now I want to talk about why I actually stopped the job. Let me tell you, if you know me, I struggle with high BP sometimes, so it was affecting me. Yeah, it was affecting my blood pressure. It made me feel so much chest pains, made me very tired. So I already told myself that this is not what I can do for a very long time. I have to look for something else to do. So I had to stop. Apart from the fact that I was actually going to move from where I was at that time, which was another reason why I stopped, I already made up my mind that this is not the job for me. Jessica, if you want to live long in this life, if you want to live long and give birth to children and have a happy life, this is not the job for you. So I already told myself that no, I had to look for something else to do, and I was already looking for other jobs. Coupled with the fact that we're moving to our permanent place, because we're living in the north that time and we had to move to the south. So that was the other reason. I was relocating, 1, 2, the job was too hard for me. That's why I stopped the job. So guys, to end this video, let me give you some solid advice and some lessons that I learned. One of the major solid advice I will give you is that when you are coming to the UK, just be prepared to do the kind of jobs you've not done before. Just be prepared to know that sometimes you work 15 hours, at times you work 12 hours, which is not something we're used to in Nigeria, because no matter what you're doing, even if no matter the job you are doing in Nigeria, nobody, except you are a doctor or a nurse, apart from that, most jobs are 9 to 5 and 8 to 4, like that. So when you are coming, you will know that you are coming to chook your leg inside something when go feel hard. So just prepare your mind and say, oh, this is what I'm coming for. Another thing you need to know is that this thing does not last forever, because when you come the first month, you might be like, oh, I'm not going to fit, or I want to go back to Nigeria, or you might be stressed. You might say, this job is too hard. But just always tell yourself that this is not going to be the end. Before you stay here for 3 months, stay here for 6 months, stay here for 1 year, you see a drastic difference between how you came and where you're at now. And it doesn't last forever. Another thing before I forget, what they used to call my job in this country is very funny. They used to call it production operative. So when I call out and say, oh, what's your occupation, they'll be like, production operative. You know, no say now packing at the pack. You just say now they one place be production operative. So that's how cool the names of the jobs that you do here in the UK are. So just prepare your mind, say as you come UK, you might do some kind of work where you not go do normally, but it's for the betterment of your future, for the betterment of your children, for the betterment of your family back at home. But if you are someone that have been living in the UK for a long time, or just relocated from Nigeria, tell me what was your first job in the comment section. And also, if you plan on coming, tell me what you think your first job will be. And thank you guys so much for always supporting me. For my returning subscribers, you guys are the OG. For the new subscribers, thank you guys so much for supporting. And if you are just strolling by and then you saw this video and you stopped and you are watching, I beg, don't forget to like this video, subscribe. So until the next one, see you guys later.